Welcome back. This is the second video where I go backstage with Styx. Chris Hoff, a front of house engineer for Styx, invited me to hang out for a day, bring my camera, and film whatever happened. A lot happened. I got to see everything. In the first video, we went on a deep dive through front of house. He explained so much and was super gracious with his time. In this one, he takes us backstage where we look at monitor world, we look at the guitar rigs, we take a look at the drum set, we take a look at the amps backstage, everything. It's insane. And you can see me black out for a portion of it because so much is going on, I can't comprehend it. But again, guys, I'm pretty sure these videos are gonna be demonetized due to copyright claims, so if you would, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing. And if you are interested, I am lowering the price of the tiers on my Patreon. As I continue to do this YouTube thing, I'm learning more and more. I'm still gonna continue to post behind the scenes stuff on the Patreon, drop snare samples, impulse responses, all that fun stuff. But I am lowering the prices of those tiers. Not sure what that's going to be yet, but check it out if you're interested in supporting the channel. By the way, I got a bunch of picks at the show. Signature picks for each of the players. How about this? If you like the video, comment down below, give me the pick. I'm going to pick one of you. Pick. Comment down below, I want the picks, and who your favorite player is in the band. I'm going to pick one of the random comments down there, but you have to be subscribed. I will send these to you if you want them. 3 picks, 1 from each player, 50th anniversary. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Let's go backstage with Styx.
But yeah, let's hop up here.
Anything? No, I think I'm all right now. Oh yeah, just squeeze by the marshals. No big deal. Just, what?
That's
what?
It's Dave for REO.
Come on.
All tubes. So Styx monitor ST12 with all his linear monitor transmitters, amplifiers. He doesn't run any waves in the outboard stuff. He's all in the desk. REO right here, same kind of vibe. All in your monitors. He doesn't have any live. No, he has a sub and a shaker. That's all he has for. He doesn't have any wedges or anything like that.
So you guys are using SD12s everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's got to make, like, if something goes down, you could get back up quick, I would imagine.
Yeah, technically we can go, just grab the REO console and go over there.
Say that again!
Yeah, but we don't always have the electric because a lot of times we're just by ourselves.
True,
you know?
True.
Man. And then Loverboy has an ST48.
Okay. A
little bit more budget. ST48 monitors and at front house.
Oh my. So
after they're set, we have 15 minutes changeover into Styx. That'll go away. All the Loverboy stuff will go away. Styx will pull up. Actually, is the drum riser still back there? This is Peter right here. He mixes monitors for REO.
Hey, I'm Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Gosh.
But it's Loverboy into Styx today is 15-minute changeover. Styx into REO is 20 minutes. So it's fast. Everybody knows what they're doing. You know, everybody knows, like, some people have, you know, I pull these 3 cables. That's my job on changeover. Whatever.
That is nuts, man.
Organized chaos.
Organized chaos. Yeah.
This is so cool.
Jeremy's got a studio. This the studio we went to yesterday. 40 miles north of here.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a different ball game for sure.
It's the same thing. It's an instrument. It's a microphone. It's the same thing. It's just a lot more crap.
Yeah.
So we're doing end firing subs. So you end up delaying. The crossover point between the mains and the subs are 60 hertz. You delay the mains back. You match their phase response at the crossover point, and it creates more of a cardioid. So it's going to reject the low end more behind you and keep it in phase in front.
That's so
Because as you go off to the side,
It sounds great in the studio, right?
sounds great in the studio. Yeah, you need a couple of these.
Hang them in front of the console.
But that's what we're doing. So in sheds, you end up having the arrays kind of a lot closer. In arenas, you're able to spread them out because you got to deal with, you know, half wavelength interference at 40 hertz. You need 21 feet between the array, blah, 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 physics. So you end up moving away. So what we actually have going today, because we're so close with the arrays, we've got the sides crossed over at 80 hertz, so we're able to bring them in a little bit closer.
Okay.
Otherwise, it messes with the wave out front. It sounds punchy. All right, let's see how we can get around here.
And it never messes with me up here, right?
No, never. Actually, this PA is not bad for you guys.
No, it's been good.
For all REO over here.
Come on.
They're closing so they get the more downstage position.
What up?
What?
How's
this
it
is
going?
Scotty. He was supposed to come with us yesterday, but his mom came.
I'm Jeremy.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Fort Wayne kid, but now you're in
Yeah, I used to
Nashville.
own Berry Street Records in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
And then I just moved it all down to Nashville now. And now it's called Wild Feather Recording. But
Wild Feather
Calrex
Recording.
C2 console, Atari 24-track tape machine, and then all Apollo 32.
So I'm here just wasting his skills as a studio engineer and as a guitar tech.
Well, that's what happened. I engineered the last Styx record. dialed in all Tommy's tones, and he's like, "Hey man, why don't you go out on the road with me?"
You did the last record.
Yeah,
Dude.
And he's like, "Why don't you, you got the tones, why don't you come out and get them on the road?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I guess I'm a guitar tech." That
Are these the amps right here?
tones. My amps are over here. This is all day.
Let's go this way.
This is rig run through, right? Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
All
right.
monitors there, by the way.
Hey, I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Steve, great to meet you, sir. Welcome, guys. How are you today?
All right, so Tommy is Bogner Shiva's EL34s. So I run him basically to Palmer's. I'm running him mono. So I have one Palmer set to like a straight cab, the other one set to a slant cab, because Cookie likes to have like fake stereo so he can pan left to right.
Yeah.
His stuff. This is my backup. When I first inherited the rig, we were running stereo, but if he went down, then I had to go straight into the Kemper. And I didn't like that because Kemper, I want like my last defense.
Yep.
So we went full stack, backup, and then backup of the backup.
Okay.
So we've tone printed everything in there. Running off the Palmers.
How long have you been doing the PDIs?
Hey, when did you guys go to no cabs on stage?
Cookie was still doing monitors at that time, so probably 06.
Yeah.
I think it was before my time, but not long before my time.
So we got all that off, which is great because then stage volume is nothing and Cookie gets all the control he wants. And he's a bit of a control freak. So. And then we run all their pedals switching as well. So everything comes in. This is the radial JX44s is how I pick all my packs for guitars and all the acoustics. So he's a big Gibson guy. The only guitar I have on the road that's not a Gibson right now is the Collings with the P90s in it because it's the only guitar I have P90s on. So I got him to bring that one out. The rest is all Gibson Hummingbirds, J45s, 12 strings, and then Les Pauls, SGs. But we do all the pedal switchings for them, so all they have to do is focus on performing. So if it's a chorus section, I hit the chorus. If it's clean, dirty, boost, reverbs, everything. The only thing he controls is his Crybaby and the Digitech Whammy.
Okay.
That's the only thing he has on stage, and then their controller Crybabies. So I have one up there, like on the set, and then one up front, and he can if he's up there, he can just
So you can do something in the moment, but the bulk of it happens.
Yep, he doesn't feel like he's stuck all downstage. So. And then I'm just using 4 wireless packs, 3 electric, 1 acoustic, and rock and roll. I keep it as simple as possible.
This is
Dumb it down.
clean, man.
Yeah, I just rewired everything. I love this rig. It takes me 2 seconds to set up and 1 second to tear down.
That's nuts.
So, and then you've got Greg.
Holy cow.
Greg, walk him through your rig real quick. He's only got a couple things, so.
Are you kidding me?
This hasn't changed. When was the last time JY changed his rig?
It hasn't really changed except for the Palmers. We did have some Rockman EQ and chorus stuff in there years ago. Pulled that out. We had his old Machinerator for a while, which was a gain,
Thanks, man.
which was a gain unit that his college roommate made for him, and he really thought it was part of his tone, but we hadn't used it in years, so I pulled that out. So basically, you're just, it's simpler than what it looks like. It's just a dirty preamp, a clean preamp. Everything goes through the Rocktron loop switcher. The SPX90 is on all my programs. It's always just set to chorus. The TC 2290 is just on the clean sound, and it's not anything radical, just a little stereo thickening. The H3000 changes with each program. Again, nothing very radical, just slight changes in delay times. The PCM41 is not being used as a delay, it's just a gain boost. I'm just raising the level for his lead tone with the PCM41. So everything goes into the loop switcher. The effects go to the mixer. Out of the mixer, it goes to the gate. It's not being used as a compressor, it's just being used as a gate.
Okay.
Out of the gate to the power amp. If something goes wrong with my power amp, I have a reserve power amp, so I literally would just jump down to the reserve power amp. If something goes wonkus with the whole thing, basically this is mini me over here. It's a separate loop switcher that's a single space because of space restraint. I didn't have room for anything else. Single effect unit, that's more modern, so it does everything that I need for any program. Again, a Pierce, but it's an earlier Pierce. Actually, that's mine. I couldn't find one on eBay at the time, so I told him you can use mine. And then same Soldano dirty preamp. This uses a PDI 05.
The 05, I have never heard of the 05.
The 05 is a speaker simulator that runs off line level, so you don't have to have a power amp.
Okay.
So it basically goes out the output of the DBX directly to the Palmer. So again, it saved me space, and I don't have to worry about a power amp going bad. And hence, with this rig, the clean is even cleaner. It's crystal clean, like a JC 120, you know.
Yep.
And the pod down there is just, Ricky used to play guitar on Fooling Yourself. He would run through that. So, but he hasn't been doing that. We've been doing both bass players on Fooling Yourself. So that's just kind of a backup to the backup to the backup.
I love
and again,
it.
everybody runs through Shure Wireless. I also look after the bass player, so bass player switcher, JY switcher for the wireless. Ricky's is basically out of the wireless to the switcher, out of the switcher to a Demeter tube DI that's mounted in the back, to the Ampeg, out of the Ampeg to a Palmer speaker simulator. And I have a spare speaker simulator in the back, a spare head, so I have two complete bass rigs in this one little package.
What year are these?
What's that?
What year are these?
They're newer, they're a reissue.
Okay.
I forget the exact model number, I should know this stuff, but
dude.
it's just a reissue of the old blue face, silver with the blue. So yeah, that's basically it. It's and Chuck, when Chuck plays bass, our original bass player, he just plays right out of the wireless to a Demeter tube DI out to front of house. So all this, it looks like a lot, but it's mainly guitar player, 2 bass rigs here for Ricky, and right out of the wireless to a Demeter that's mounted in the back to audio. So you can look after 3 guys and all their stuff.
Just right here.
Right here.
Dude.
It's just I have stuff that's interconnected. So he's a lot quicker getting out. Not to mention he's younger and moves faster. I'm moving a little slow these days.
If my rig goes down, I just go,
Yeah,
done on another rig.
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, back to tubes.
I go behind my rig and I actually take the cable out, move it over to the other one, and move the XLR over to the other one. Because over the years I've learned less is more. And sometimes the more you put in the chain, there's more something going wrong, or...
And over the years I learned technology has gotten better to help.
Well, that's
I love it.
that's the younger perspective, right?
And this is where the line draws.
That's right. Yeah, I am kind of old school that way. It's like, keep it simple. Just simple is good. And there's JY's guitars and the basses. JY's all custom.
He's got RGB and his 60. What year is that?
Oh no, his aren't. That's not old.
That was not old.
He used to have the 65 out for a brief period of time, but that's back
Holy
home.
cow.
Yeah.
But these are all custom. We have a neck and body guy that cuts necks and bodies. Basically, we had a CNC guy come up with a program that matches his 65 Strat neck.
Yeah.
So I call them anytime I want something, and they can make me a 65 Strat shaped neck. And the body, they have the CNC program for all the routes for the sustainer. Let me show you.
Didn't you brought the 65 for the record?
Holy cow.
For the record,
So
yeah.
no live
Yeah, I
cameras
think
on
it's still
stage. How do
autonomous.
you get your sustain?
So like an EBO built into the guitar. There's your on switch. This is the driver and a pickup built into one. So when you turn it on, this creates a magnetic field that keeps the string vibrating, and you can do where it just holds the tonic forever as long as the battery lasts. Or if you put it down, it goes to feedback mode where it sounds like you're feeding back. No speaker cabinets on stage, and you can go wah all day long.
I love that.
So an upgraded Floyd parts, stainless steel cap screws, titanium blocks, trim stop, brass claw, noiseless springs. And so they got the route for the electronics, for the Floyd, and there's the battery for the electronics. So again, I call them for a body, and the machine just buzzes it out. Sometimes we get different fretboard materials, some bound, some unbound, and the roasted or cooked bird's eye. And there you have it. So we just have fun making JY guitars in different colors. And then Ricky's got a variety, Italia, Fender. Chuck's got the 65 bass. Same year as JY Strat that he played in the heyday. He just got that recently for this tour.
Yeah, that thing plays.
Yeah, it's the neck and everything. It feels, it's mint. Aside from normal wear, it's just a wonderful bass.
It's gorgeous.
So that's it in a nutshell. And there's all the acoustics. That's Scotty's department.
All
Gosh.
Tommy's acoustics.
I'm geeking out so hard right now.
But then this is a 64, the Fender 12. He's got 4 of these.
4 of them.
Yeah. So 3 at his house. He's got one, the
Gosh.
cherry burst with the headstock, which I think they only did a couple hundred on that. But same guitar that Jimmy Page used for Stairway to Heaven.
That's cool.
So,
Wait, same guitar or the same
well,
guitar?
the same mod.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Jimmy like.
No, I was gonna say,
that one.
wait a second.
It's kind of what made him a staple, and like that's why everybody wanted him. Now,
Gosh.
with the way the world is, those things are just skyrocketing in price.
Extra tubes hanging around?
No, that's actually lights. One of our buddies,
What?
Cookie would know the name.
Aldridge.
John Aldridge. So that's so he can see it on stage, like where his water and stuff is.
Mark Aldridge.
Mark
Aldridge.
Eldridge, yeah.
Thank you.
So from Artisan Customs, does all this. He gets it out of the, it's redwood. And he makes these. And then like Evan's got one on his monitor console with his mouse in
That's
it.
dope.
We'll look at the drums in a minute.
Yeah, the drum set. Yeah, they're all around with the tube lights so guys can see where their water is. And
So whereas JY is all Strat-based stuff, this is Tommy. So he comes up. So Scotty's handing in a Les Paul, an SG sometimes.
I told you, it's a lot of gear. But now we gotta say thanks to today's sponsor, Sweetwater. I'm super excited to be sponsored by Sweetwater. I live just like an hour and 45 minutes away, and let me tell you, it is the playground that you think it is. But real quick, one of the things you can pick up at Sweetwater, an SM58. All this gear in this video, why am I pulling up an SM58? All the vocal mics for Styx all night, they sounded majestic. They were amazing. I thought they were some special mics. They were run-of-the-mill SM58s. These mics are legendary. If you want something with a little more flavor, how about this Soyuz bomblet? This is my new go-to for random drum rooms, guitar cabs, acoustic mics. This thing is cool. And I can tell you, see where the badge is? This is the front of the mic, right? By accident and awesome outcome, flip it backwards and put it on the outside of a kick drum. Trust me. Both of these things you can pick up at sweetwater.com. Thank you for sponsoring. Let's get back to the video.
355.
yeah, I got most of vintage shit off the road because I was like, once I saw his vault, I'm like, why? Why is the vintage stuff on the road? Like you've got, stuff from the 80s like to now that is gonna get the same job done, but we don't need the vintage. So I got rid of his 64. We just got this custom shop SG for him.
Oh my gosh.
Just got this is a 70s anniversary custom shop we got with Jimmy Page pickups in it. Callings, just got the new white custom shop, which this is a bad guitar. This is
beautiful.
All white on white.
Oh my god.
Because since it's their 50th year, they're going with this. You'll see at the beginning of the show, they come out in like all white outfits. And so he starts with this guy. This is an R9 custom shop. I want to say that one's like 86. This one's 87. This one's 2010. Oh. And then another custom shop that he had done with the Floyd, his Explorer that he's had forever. And then we're not using it tonight, but to go with the white theme, the new Firebird.
Oh my.
Yeah, that we got. So we're not playing the song, we use it on.
I can't get over, you just said a Floyd on a Les Paul.
Oh yeah, this is the second one. This one, and the thing is, he had these custom made for him, right? The whole set neck and everything. But when we got this one, it was a dark, like the cherry was too bright for him. So I've been leaving it out in the sun and letting it bake on the front. And I've got it pretty much in about a year and a half's time. I've got it to almost to now where it's a tobacco burst.
Yeah.
But I keep the back out of the sun, and now he loves it. He's like, because he hated it when he first got it. He's like, I'm gonna bring the other one back out. I'm like, give me some time with it. I was like, I used to do that. I used to do it with tanning beds. Throw them in tanning beds, and the UV light will react with the
darken the lacquer on them. Yep.
Exactly. So I've just been leaving it out in the sun.
This is a playground.
His studio's pretty dope too.
Can
That's
imagine.
how I got the call. We had another engineer. They had another engineer like lined up, and then COVID hit. And so Will, the producer, called me up and was like, "How fast can you get to Nashville?" And I was like, "Well, it's a 5-hour drive, 6 hours." And he's like, "I need you here by noon." And we sat there for 3.5 weeks and banged out the record. So yeah, if you're ever in Nashville, hit me up.
Absolutely.
I'll show you the studio.
Here, you hold that.
I just got the control room, all the 703 and fabric and all the panels done. I still got a lot to do in the live room, but that was the first. That was like, if I can get this done, my engineers can work, and I just have to make the rest of the place look pretty.
How big's the space?
Well, it's a 2-story, like 1902 farmhouse, right outside Nashville and Hendersonville. And it used to be Old Crow Medicine Show's studio.
Okay.
And then once that Wagon Wheel song blew up, like they sold that to my buddy and bought a place downtown because they had a bunch of money. So it's like, let's move downtown now. And he bought it, and Tommy wanted me to move down to Nashville to be closer. And so I basically called him up and I was like, hey man, I'll drop, $100,000 worth of gear off if you pay the mortgage, and I'll maintain and buy all the gear and install, and I'll keep that up and running if you keep the facility up and running. He's like, done. Because once I started touring, I was like, this is dumb. Like, I have a studio, I'm out 200 days a year.
Yeah.
I'm paying, commercial building rates for a studio that's sitting 7 months out of the year now.
I feel that.
Yeah. Like, how can I do this, still have a place to play whenever I want, but I don't have to pay for anything, except for more toys, and I'm addicted to toys, so I'm always going to buy those.
That's all audio is.
Yeah.
How do we get more toys?
Like, if I buy only vintage, it's an asset, right? Because it'll just
Let's see if I can swing this guy out. Just come out.
No.
Watch, let me swing this out so we can get in there.
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
Okay, so
Holy moly.
I'll just hold it for now.
That's fine.
All that artisan custom stuff. He's got a piece that holds his ear pack, a piece that holds his sticks. He's got his drink, his cell phone holder here. You come around the front, like over here. This is a little holder for JY, for his picks, for his throat coat stuff. Just all this custom stuff everywhere. But this drum kit is 21 inputs on drums plus his vocal mic. So a 6, 8, a 10, a 12, a 14, a 16, an 18, a 20, and then 2 kick drums with 22 inch.
And Pearl
Masters. Yeah, it's all custom stuff. It's all rose gold, all bling bling, all this stuff.
beautiful. Holy
Yeah, it's a
cow.
beautiful kit. It takes a while to set up, takes a while to dial in. But
Audix D3s, D4s.
D2s on toms, D6s on the gong drum.
Yep.
The 20, and on the kicks, the I is I5. Is that what that model
On
is?
the snare?
On the snares, yep. On the top and bottom. SCX, is that the model of these, of the egg beater kind of guys? On the overheads, we've got the pencil guys. I may be wrong on that. I think maybe the SCX or the pencil. But yeah, he's Audix endorsed. He's got all that stuff.
Okay. Chimes. Set list.
Set list. Yep. On glow tape, so you can still read it in the dark.
Oh, that's.
So we're doing 75 minutes. When we're in the middle slot, we're doing 80 minutes. We're in the 5 minutes to play with. Step out, swing around. This swings out for JY, for a lady, and fooling herself. Then normally he just kicks it back in.
That's wicked.
You come around the front. I mean, we try to keep it nice and neat, but it's a lot of cable. It's a lot of inputs. It gets messy. Then Audix did him a solid and put his initials on every mic.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Couple more of those pieces.
Those are so cool.
Look at this here.
Come on. Artisan Customs. That's dope. Man. Whoa.
There you go. Is that the crash? Is that the
Take
right
call.
ones? Yeah. 50th anniversary this year of the signing of the record. It's 50th
Oh my
anniversary.
gosh.
We signed the record contract February 22nd, 1972. We haven't even touched the stage right yet. So this is Styx keyboard world right here. This is Ario. This is Ario. Jimmy's a bass tech. Hey Jimmy.
Okay.
Bruce's basses. Comes back around. This is all Will, Kevin stuff.
Oh my
All over here,
god.
Ario. Got the box amps.
Jupiters.
John, who was with us yesterday, this is his world.
Ooh.
Yep.
Old chopped up Princey.
So he's teching Will. This is his rig here.
Dude.
You got a hand-me-down rack, and he re-racked it 2 weeks ago. Living large.
So the Kempers are backups for everything.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's,
All rechargeable batteries. It's all stereo accent stuff from the transmitters.
and the PDI-03s. And everybody's it's all over on stage right. He's on different profiles, so we get kind of that false.
Just to give it a little difference, so they breathe a little different. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
This is nuts.
And Will's guitar, so Will ends up being sometimes the utility guy, electric, acoustic, mandolin. At times he's got real instruments, man. A lot of wood on stage.
It is a lot of wood. This is so cool. And the flamenco.
Then he all has one guitar. He plays the entire set.
Really?
Yep. 45-minute set, one guitar, all the way through. Yep.
Dang.
Pretty crazy. Take a step down here and take a shot if you want. I'll get behind you so I'm not pan around.
Where the hell am I? This is nuts. I feel like a moron because I'm not asking nearly enough questions, but I'm just like, I'm kind of, there's so much stuff.
There's so much stuff. It's all the same shit you do.
I just on a way different
Just
scale.
a way different scale. Yeah.
JCM 99.
Jimmy spent time with, I think he did ZZ Top for a long time.
Really?
The tech, yeah. Straight up Texan. Let's head back to Doc. I think Brian's kid is back here.
Okay. Oh, just a grand piano sitting back here, no big deal.
Yeah, it's a shell. It's Ario. It's just a shell. He's got a keyboard in there. Brian, and then there's Brian's kid, who is like polar opposite of what Todd is doing.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Like he tips his snare back. Todd tips it forward. Todd's got his cymbals low. Brian's got them high.
So
polar
roll
opposite.
in, roll out.
Yep.
Drop the snake.
Yep. Multi-core.
Gosh, so you're just plug and play.
Yep. Well, after we plug everything in the morning, yeah, it is.
It's like a
Thank you, Jeff. Shaker.
sub kick for the.
So it's like a silent sub. But being a rock star, you get to have a shaker, and you also get to have a sub underneath. That's why those are great, and it fires straight up on him.
Like feedback for what he's doing. God.
Because what we're doing with the PA, this PA, and what we're doing with the PA, we try to reduce as much energy off the stage as possible. Right. So when you stand on the stage when they're playing, you hear the vocals reflecting back from the audience more than you hear it come off the back of the box. And with the low end, we're trying to do create that cardioid pattern, reject off the rear, so it all fires forward, not wasting any energy on the back wall. So on stage, it's pretty dead, more dead than what you would expect it to be in the situation. That's pretty much everything. Line check and say we're 100%. All right, stand by for show and go.
So did the band come out and
No, they did not.
virtual sound checks most of the time, or even that?
It was virtual sound check.
Okay.
It's Reno. He's a singer for Loverboy. Nails it. Everybody's like, straight up, can you go out there and just kick out?
This is an actual B3 back here
Yeah, REO has that.
with the Leslie, or
Yep, it's in a road case. It's in an ISO cab where I don't know where he has
nice.
it today. It's probably off over here somewhere. Just running cables to it. And,
this is
So during all this, where is the bands? Are they like somewhere?
he can't tell you that. He'll have to tell you.
either on their bus or down the dressing room. Yeah, because there's the dressing room hallway, and then there's the upstage hallway.
So cool.
We just can't hit stop, rewind, play, automate. We have to do the moves live. We can hit the snapshots. Like I was saying yesterday, there's only one song that I have 4 snapshots for. Like intro down, chorus up, verse down, chorus up, and up. Right? Because there was too many moves to create that dynamic.
Yeah.
But the rest of the song that's the starting point. It shifts things. Reno, Cookie for the house for Styx, and everybody. Is Loverboy running tracks? Nice job.
Thanks, man.
You've been nailing it. Right on. First band I ever saw live. Anyway.
Full circle.
Full circle. Really funny.
You didn't get that, Joe.
I did.
Yeah, he's gonna have to beep, 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 beep. A lot of beeps going on. By the way, do you use Final Cut or do you?
DaVinci Resolve.
I was gonna say Motion VFX has a morph cut. I know that's the style on YouTube. There's all the hard cuts.
Yeah.
And sometimes like, whoa, that's a lot of edits you just put in there. But morph cut kind of because like a blur between. I use it on Final Cut a lot.
I cheat. I use a program called Recut that'll listen to the audio because I don't talk for a long time.
Yeah.
So it'll cut and make my first pass for me and then export it as a Resolve timeline so then I can tighten it up.
Oh,
So do you ever get tired of this?
no.
The travel.
The travel, and the lack of sleep sometimes that gets rough. And missing your family.
How long are you out?
This one is pretty light schedule. So REO kind of dictated the schedule on this one. So it's basically this run here. This leg is 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks off, and then off for 2 weeks, back for 2. Because REO has one singer, so if he goes down, they're so he's two on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1. But when we're out with Styx, it's more, But they squeeze in. Even with COVID, we started June 18th. Our last show was the week before Thanksgiving. We got 70 or 74 shows in, something like that. Their goal is like between 80 and 90 shows per year. So there's some time off. In the early 2000s, when I was a monitor engineer, we had a couple of years where it was 135 shows, not counting travel days, not counting days off. That was a lot. And we were doing 5 in a rows back then and all that stuff. But the guys were also 20 years younger. Now that they're in their late 60s or early 70s, in their mind they're still thinking, I can hear it and go, no, we need a day off. We shouldn't schedule this many shows in because they don't recover as fast as part of getting older. Not even rock stars aren't invincible. You still got to put the reading glasses on sometimes to change your patches. Just how it is. But these guys are pros. I mean, they could be sleeping. You can kick their bed and say, "Get up!" Hand them a guitar and a microphone and say, "Go!" And they're playing and singing, in tune. That's what they've known for decades. The first time I went off and worked with another band, and I was a system engineer, and we were in rehearsals, and I heard the text play. We got everything going, and then the band comes in like, "Okay, I'm in a room with the front house engineer. We're kind of just listening through, and I hear the band play, and I said, "Hey, is that the band?" "Yeah." "It's their own songs." "Yeah, they'll tighten up. They're loose right now. They'll tighten up for the show." I didn't realize how spoiled I was with these guys. Like being my first real experience.
Yeah.
Total pros, right? In their day, they had to be able to do it right at least once, to punch in and do it, right? Is it then?
Yeah.
Like, nope, wrong, sing again. Nope, wrong, sing it again. Nope, wrong, sing it again. There it is. All right, next verse. Had to actually be able to do it. Now you get close. Like, oh yeah, as long as you get the emotion in there and the phrasing, whatever, even the phrasing you can change. But I didn't realize how spoiled I was working with these guys when I went another act and went, oh my God, that's the actual band playing their own songs? Okay. Front of house engineer is amazing, and he really polished that pile of whatever. Like there's one time I got to production rehearsals before him. He was flying in later. I got his console set up. I didn't have his iLock for all of his plugins.
Yeah.
And I hit virtual playback on the console and went, oh my God, look at good GarageBand. And then you load his plugins. Oh yeah, there we go. It was a really funny moment. Like, wow, he's really shaping the sound of this band, who will remain nameless, by the way.
Oh yeah. No. I wonder how much of that, like, because I run into that a lot, where we have very small budgets, really quick timeline.
Yeah.
Where like bands like this, they're used to having big budgets from what we're used to. Like
what we're used to, but the thing is, the technology is there, so these guys will record vocals. Like one guy will, the producer will fly up to somebody's house and like, all right, here's the tracks. Let's record your vocals on a more relaxed schedule. Or hey, allergies are really bad today. Let's just take it easy. We can hit it tomorrow. They have more time. They've already proven themselves. They already have the catalog out there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're not going to release something. So they go, okay, yeah, we're good with it. We're done. Like it took how many years? So the 2017 album, it took them 3 years to write that thing, write and record it. The album that came out last year, that was pandemic, but they had some ideas, some writing ideas, and they had to kind of piecemeal it. They had to use Audio Mover's Listen To plugin.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that?
Oh yeah.
So the drummer is in Austin, and he had his engineer remote into his Pro Tools rig, and they were sending through Listen To back to Nashville, and that's where the producer Will and Tommy were listening, and they kind of had to zoom things so they can kind of talk, and then they listen back to the track, and then give directions like, okay, to go back and maybe make it more busy on this section. That's how they tracked it, and then they sent the WAV files to Nashville, and that's how they pulled that off with the drums during a pandemic, right? Because Todd, if you look at his channel, like that room with all the snares and all that stuff, that's at his house. That's like his back shed that he's got all set up for his drum studio.
I didn't realize that.
Intense, and he does drum lessons from there. He figured out how to do drum lessons, so he got 3 cameras. He's got a Blackmagic switcher and all the stuff that he goes through and to do all the stuff, all the Zoom lessons. Yeah, so he does all the tracking. His drums sound fantastic. He just has a kit set up. It's already mic'd. When it's not pandemic, his engineer JR will come in and run the Pro Tools and all the stuff, and he'll play along, record it, ship the tracks off. During the pandemic, he had remote in.
I guess going back to what I was saying before, when there were budgets that were so much larger, there was more on the line, and they had to be real musicians.
Yes.
They had to get it right. As opposed to now where it's small, we got to go quick. Like we lean on things like auto-tune. We lean on editing so much harder. So I imagine running sound for guys that are used to that are used to just performing the shit out of it first time.
So easier.
I can't imagine.
Because I don't have to hide anybody. Like something's coming up, I'm going to throw that fader because I know they're going to nail their part.
Yeah.
Or there's some high note or something. I know that he's going to hit that high note, and I'm going to throw a long delay in to kind of supplement him out. Channel down and delay auxiliary up. To kind of send him off into a delay tail and things like that. I know he's going to hit the note. I'm not going to have to go or hide that note.
Yeah.
No. Throw it. They're going to nail it.
Gosh.
So it's the confidence of being able to throw those faders, even though you don't really know what's coming up because it's live. But you expect that they're gonna do their part and do it. That's not saying that every performance is perfect.
Oh yeah,
everybody's human, and we all get tired and we all get older. But I know Libby had a conversation with Tommy, and she said, "Don't you ever get tired of playing the same solo, original solo all the time for these songs?" And he said, "No, because in my mind I'm thinking there might be somebody out there in this audience that has never heard this song before. So I'm going to play this solo from that song for their experience. Yeah, everybody else probably already heard it, but there might be somebody out there who hasn't heard this song before. And that's his mentality when he plays those solos. That's part of it. You go see bands, and I remember seeing 80s bands, and there was this great solo on the album. You go see them live, and they're just like, where's the solo that I know? I want to, I know the highs and the lows for it. Then you're just tapping away. I'm like, it was a bummer as a kid seeing that stuff. These guys, the solo is a melodic of the song.
Yes.
Anyway, I think that's about all for right now.
About all we saw.
Here, let's go take a look on stage right here. It's hard to see it. Amplifiers for the PA.
Jeez.
All the stuff with Bluetooth. That's all amplifiers for PA. One side, then another one on the other side. All computer controlled, all networked, all controlled by that computer up front of the house. The Pelican. I don't know what to tell you about that. There it is.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you at a show? I mean, technically, whatever. What's
Rained on, power out, torrential downpour under a not very protected situation. Yeah. Nebraska on an airfield, about 2000. Yeah, especially that was still analog days when the console weighed 800 pounds. I couldn't cover it myself. It was mad scramble to get everything covered at the same time, keyboards, things like that. Console that sat in the truck for a day. Then our next gig was in Milwaukee and opened it up. And there was white crust in there. It wouldn't fire up, so I had to analog. So all the strips were independent, so I had to pull all the strips out, stack them up to let it air out. Console never came back that day, so I did have a file for digital console for a PM5. I said, all right, we need to get somebody to get a PM5D in here. I'll load my files. We got to do the show this way. So put the strips back in the analog desk, capped it back up, sent it back to the truck. I had pulled all my effects and all that cabling out of the back of it, plugged it in the 5D, and we did the show. I don't know, that was one of the worst. Maybe not the worst. I don't know. It's a blur. You just kind of, once again, be a goldfish.
Goldfish.
Whatever.
You guys made it this far, you're a rock star. Hit the like button, please. I don't know how long these will stay up before I get a copyright strike. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. Don't forget about the pics. You have to comment down below that you want the pics, and you have to be subscribed. I will send them to you. I'll reply back to the comment that wins the pics. Guys, that was a blast. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to the whole crew for Styx. That was a night I'm not going to forget for a long, long time. It was really cool to experience that, and extra cool to experience it with my dad. Thanks, guys. I'm Resident Loser Jeremy. I'll see you in the next one.